Welcome back to Life Canvas,
Yeah.
your one-stop shop for all things business and marketing.
Yeah.
Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of persuasion tactics.
Oh.
The subtle psychology behind marketing that makes us click buy or reach for our wallets.
Yeah, it's a jungle out there. You know, ads are everywhere vying for our attention, but
Right.
the truly successful campaigns tap into something a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
They understand how our minds work, our hidden triggers and biases.
Exactly. It's like they've cracked the code of our decision-making process, often without us even realizing it.
Right.
Think about those free samples at the grocery store. They're not just about letting you try a new flavor, right?
Right.
It's more than that.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant use of the reciprocity rule.
Yeah.
One of Robert Cialdini's 6 principles of persuasion outlined in his book Influence.
Oh, yeah.
We are hardwired to feel obligated to return a favor. You get a freebie, you feel a subtle pressure to buy something in return.
Right.
It's almost automatic.
So it's not just about the taste of that cheese sample.
Right.
It's about that subconscious feeling of, oh, they were nice to me. I should do something nice back.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see these tactics everywhere now.
Oh, that's the first step to becoming a more savvy marketer and consumer.
Yeah.
And, you know, the power of reciprocity isn't limited to free samples.
Right.
It can be as subtle as a genuine compliment from a salesperson or an unexpected bonus feature thrown in with your purchase.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's about creating a sense of obligation, but not in a manipulative way. It's about genuinely adding value and fostering positive interactions with customers.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
But let's move on to another powerful tool in the persuader's arsenal.
Okay.
The simple word, because. You'd be surprised how much weight this little word carries. Cialdini opens his book with a fascinating example. Imagine someone cutting in line at the copy machine.
I hate when that happens.
We all do.
Yeah.
Now, if they simply say, "Can I go ahead of you?"
Yeah.
you might hesitate.
Mm-hmm.
But if they add, "Because I'm in a rush,"
Yeah.
chances are you'll say yes,
Yeah.
even if their reason isn't that convincing.
It's like that because acts as a mental shortcut.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It triggers an automatic response,
Yeah.
a kind of cognitive ease.
Mm.
We're wired to look for reasons, and even a flimsy one
Right.
can increase compliance. Think about how often we use "because" in our daily lives,
Oh, yeah.
often without even realizing it.
Wow. I'm already starting to rethink my entire communication strategy. So how can marketers use this because power
Right.
effectively and ethically?
It's not about manipulating people with weak excuses.
Oh, yeah.
It's about providing genuine reasons that resonate with your audience.
Uh-huh.
Explain why your product is beneficial, why it solves their problem.
Got it. Instead of just saying, buy our amazing new software,
Right.
you might say, buy our software because it will streamline your workflow and save you hours of time each week.
Okay, so you're not just making a claim, you're backing it up
Exactly.
of a clear and compelling reason.
You're giving them a reason to buy.
It helps people understand the value proposition and makes them more likely to take action.
That's the idea.
This is gold.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing "because" in a whole new light.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we've covered reciprocity and the power of "because."
Okay.
What other persuasion secrets are hidden in plain sight?
Well, let's talk about our deep-seated need to be consistent with our past actions and commitments. Cialdini calls this the principle of commitment and consistency.
I think I've experienced this. Like when I sign up for a free trial of a service,
Yeah.
I'm much more likely to actually subscribe later,
Right.
even if I wasn't totally convinced at first.
Exactly. That initial commitment, even a small one, creates a sense of internal pressure to stay consistent. You know? It's almost like our brains are telling us, well, I started this, so I
Right.
must believe in it.
And marketers use this to their advantage, right?
Absolutely. They might start by asking for a small commitment, like filling out a survey or following their social media page.
Right.
Then they gradually escalate the requests, leading you down a path of increasingly larger commitments.
Cialdini talks about horse racing bettors, right?
Yes,
They're more confident about their horse's chances after placing a bet,
that's a perfect example.
even though nothing about the horse has actually changed.
It's not logic driving their confidence.
Right.
It's the need to justify that initial commitment.
Wow.
And this same principle applies to marketing.
Okay.
A small purchase can make you feel like a loyal customer, more likely to buy again.
So how can we harness this principle without manipulating our audience?
It's about aligning your requests with genuine value.
Okay.
If you offer a free trial, Make sure it's a truly valuable experience that showcases the benefits of your product.
Right. Don't try to trick people into commitments they'll later regret.
It's about building trust in long-term relationships.
Precisely.
Not just chasing quick wins.
And speaking of building trust, let's move on to another powerful influencer. Social proof.
Okay.
We're social creatures, and we constantly look to others for guidance, especially in situations where we're uncertain.
Yeah, it's like that classic experiment where people stare up at an empty sky.
Yeah.
Suddenly everyone else starts looking up too, just in case they're missing something.
Right.
No one wants to be the odd one out.
Exactly. That's the herd mentality at play.
Yeah.
And marketers capitalize on this by showcasing testimonials, reviews, and endorsements from satisfied customers.
So when I see a product advertised as the best-selling or most popular,
Exactly.
I'm more likely to trust it because it seems like everyone else already does.
Precisely.
Okay.
But as savvy marketers, we need to be aware of the potential pitfalls of social proof. Just because something is popular doesn't necessarily mean it's the best quality
Right.
or the right fit for every individual.
So how can we use social proof ethically and effectively?
Focus on showcasing genuine, authentic feedback
Okay.
from real customers. Highlight specific benefits and use cases that resonate with your target audience.
Got it.
And remember, transparency is key.
Okay.
Don't try to fake social proof or mislead people into thinking something is more popular than it actually is.
This is so insightful. I'm starting to see the world of marketing through a whole new lens.
Yeah.
It's like we've unlocked a secret code.
And that's the beauty of understanding these principles.
Yeah.
They empower us to make more informed decisions,
Right.
both as consumers and as marketers.
This has been an amazing deep dive so far, but we've only just scratched the surface of persuasion psychology.
We have.
Don't go anywhere, listeners. We'll be right back with more mind-blowing insights in just a moment.
Right after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Life Canvas. We're deep in the trenches of persuasion psychology uncovering
Yes, we are.
the subtle tactics that influence our decisions from the grocery store to the boardroom.
And we've already seen how powerful these principles can be, but
Right.
here's the thing. Understanding the tactics themselves is only half the battle. To truly master
Right.
the art of persuasion, we need to understand the underlying psychology.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
It's like we've learned to identify the tools, but now we need to understand the engine that powers them.
Exactly. Let's take another look at social proof, for example.
Okay.
We talked about how we tend to follow the crowd, especially when we're uncertain.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, on a basic level, it's about minimizing risk.
Okay.
If everyone else is doing something, it must be safe, right?
That's part of it, but it goes even deeper. From an evolutionary standpoint, fitting in with the group was crucial for survival. Going against the grain could mean isolation,
Right.
which could be deadly.
Wow, so those ancient instincts are still driving our behavior today, even in seemingly trivial decisions, like which brand of toothpaste to buy.
Precisely. And marketers are keenly aware of this.
Yeah.
They tap into those primal instincts using social proof
Right.
to create a sense of safety and belonging around their products.
It's almost like they're hijacking our evolutionary programming for their own benefit.
Right.
That's both fascinating and a little bit scary.
It's definitely something to be mindful of. But let's move on to another fascinating principle, liking. We're much more likely to be persuaded by people we like, right?
Yeah, that seems obvious, but what are the subtle factors that make us like someone? Is it just about being charming and charismatic?
It's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
Cialdini outlines several factors that contribute to likability. We tend to like people who are similar to us, who give us compliments, who cooperate with us, and who we associate with positive experiences.
It's like that warm feeling you get when a salesperson remembers your name or asks about your weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it creates an instant connection and you're suddenly more open to their pitch.
Exactly. And it's not just about being friendly.
Okay.
Physical attractiveness also plays a role. Studies have shown that we tend to perceive attractive people as more trustworthy and competent.
So good looks can actually be a persuasion superpower.
In a way, yes.
Wow.
But it's not just about superficial beauty.
Okay.
Attractiveness can also be about charisma, confidence, and the way someone carries themselves.
So how can marketers leverage the principle of liking without resorting to superficial tactics?
It's about building genuine rapport with your audience.
Okay.
Highlight shared values. Find common ground and focus on building authentic relationships. And remember, people can spot a fake a mile away.
Sincerity is key. You can't just force a connection. It has to feel genuine.
Absolutely. And speaking of feeling genuine, let's talk about the power of authority. We're hardwired to respect and obey authority figures from a young age.
Right.
It's essential for a functioning society, but it can also make us vulnerable to manipulation.
It's like how we're more likely to trust a medical diagnosis from a doctor wearing a white coat,
Yeah.
even if we haven't checked their credentials. The symbols of authority carry a lot of weight.
Exactly. And marketers exploit this by using titles, uniforms, and even props to create an aura of authority around their products or services.
Think celebrity endorsements.
Yeah,
Just because a famous athlete drinks a certain sports drink doesn't mean it's the best choice for me.
precisely. It's crucial to be discerning.
Yeah,
Ask yourself, is this person truly an expert in this field?
right.
Are they unbiased? Or are they being paid to promote this product?
It's about looking beyond the surface, questioning assumptions and doing our own research before blindly following an authority figure.
Exactly. And it's not just about being skeptical of marketers.
Right.
This applies to all areas of life, from politics to personal relationships. We need to develop the critical thinking skills to evaluate information and make informed decisions, regardless of who's delivering the message.
That's so important. We've talked a lot about the psychology of the consumer.
Right.
But how can marketers use these principles ethically and effectively in their own businesses?
It's about using these tools responsibly, not as weapons of manipulation,
Okay.
but as ways to build trust, add value, and create genuine connections with your audience. Focus on understanding their needs, addressing their pain points, and providing solutions that make their lives better.
So it's not just about closing the deal.
Right,
It's about building lasting relationships based on mutual respect and value.
precisely. And that's the key to true persuasion. It's not about tricks or gimmicks, it's about understanding human psychology
Right.
and using that knowledge to create win-win situations.
This is powerful stuff. We've explored reciprocity, the power of because, commitment and consistency, social proof, liking, and authority.
Yes, we have.
It's like we've been given a crash course in the art of persuasion.
And we've just scratched the surface.
Wow.
There are even more fascinating principles at play,
Oh,
like scarcity and framing. But before we dive into those,
Okay.
I want to emphasize one crucial point.
okay. I'm all ears.
It's not enough to simply memorize these principles. We need to internalize them to understand the why behind the what.
So it's not just about adding a few buzzwords to our marketing copy.
Right.
It's about fundamentally shifting our approach to persuasion.
Exactly. It's about becoming more mindful of our own decision-making processes and how they're influenced by these subtle psychological triggers.
Right.
And it's about using this knowledge to create more effective, ethical, and impactful marketing campaigns.
This has been a mind-blowing journey so far, but we're not done yet. Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll uncover even more secrets of persuasion. Welcome back to Life Canvas, the channel where we decode the secrets of success in business and marketing. We're wrapping up our deep dive into the fascinating world of persuasion, and let me tell you, my mind is officially blown.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole of fascinating insights, isn't it? We've already uncovered some powerful principles like reciprocity, the power of because, commitment and consistency, social proof liking, and authority.
And we've talked about the importance of understanding the psychology behind these tactics, not just using them as a checklist of tricks.
Exactly, because when you truly grasp the why, you can apply these principles with more nuance, creativity, and effectiveness. And speaking of nuance, let's dive into two more intriguing principles that often fly under the radar.
Okay.
Scarcity and framing.
Okay, I'm ready for more scarcity.
Yes.
That's all about that limited time offer feeling, right? Making us feel like we have to act NOW or miss out.
Precisely. We tend to value things more when they're perceived as scarce or in limited supply. Think about those only 2 seats left at this price messages you see when booking flights.
Yeah, it definitely creates a sense of urgency. But why does scarcity have such a powerful hold on us? Is it just about wanting what we can't have?
It's more than that. From an evolutionary perspective, scarcity often signaled a threat to survival. Limited food or resources meant competition, and those who hesitated often lost out.
So it's like those ancient instincts are still kicking in even when we're just browsing online for a new pair of shoes.
Exactly. And marketers tap into those deep-seated fears and desires, often creating artificial scarcity to drive sales. But it's not always manipulative. Limited editions, exclusive offers, these can be legitimate ways to create value and excitement.
So it's about being transparent and genuine, not just playing on people's anxieties.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about framing. This principle highlights how the presentation of information can dramatically influence our perceptions and choices.
I've heard of this, like how a glass can be described as half full or half empty, and those subtle shifts in wording can shape our entire outlook.
Exactly. It's all about how we frame the message, the context we provide, the language we use. Marketers use framing to highlight the positive aspects of their product, minimize the negatives, and evoke desired emotions.
I see this all the time in advertising. Instead of saying, this product costs $100, they'll say, for just $1 a day you can enjoy.
Yeah.
It makes it seem so much more affordable.
Exactly. They're framing the price in a way that makes it feel less burdensome, more accessible. And it works.
It's amazing how these subtle shifts in language can have such a significant impact. So how can we as business owners and marketers use framing ethically?
It's about being honest and transparent while also presenting your product in the best possible light. Highlight the benefits, address concerns head-on, and use language that resonates with your target audience.
So it's not about manipulating or misleading. It's about crafting a compelling narrative that accurately reflects the value you offer.
Precisely. And that brings us to the heart of ethical persuasion. It's about building trust, fostering genuine connections, and ultimately creating win-win situations where both you and your customer benefit.
This has been an incredible journey. We've gone from the basics of Cialdini's principles to a deeper understanding of the psychological mechanisms at play.
And we've explored how to apply these principles in a way that feels authentic, ethical, and aligned with our values.
It's like we've been given a secret decoder ring for the world of marketing and beyond. I feel empowered to make more informed decisions, not just as a marketer, but as a consumer navigating this complex world of influence.
And that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? To be more conscious, more discerning, and more in control of our choices.
Absolutely. This has been an eye-opening deep dive into the power of persuasion. And to all our listeners out there, remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand these principles, the better equipped you are to succeed in business marketing and all areas of life.
And don't forget, Life Canvas is your go-to source for insightful content like this. Be sure to subscribe, like this episode, and share it with your network so we can all learn and grow together.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of your understanding.